Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Well, welcome to Tingle Bells, an ASMR Christmas special. I am so What? What? The beginning graphics said Tingle Balls. Well, that's not good. And there's no okay. Yeah, it's fine. I wasn't even going to call it Tingle Bells. I was going to call it ASM Masterpiece Theater. But called Tingle Bells, so now it will forever be known as Tingle Balls. So that's great. This is fine. Everything is fine. Well, let's just go on. Yeah, let's just redo the graphic and start over. Oh, hi. I'm Grace of Accidentally Graceful, and welcome to Tingle Bells, an ASMR Christmas special. Thank you so much for being here with me, wherever you are, whatever might have brought you here. We are going to have holiday stories and songs and maybe a few special guests. Maybe some new faces and maybe some familiar ones. Who knows? Me. I do. I know. And you will too if you keep watching. So do keep watching, please. For God's sake, I worked really hard on this. Keep watching, please. Our first guest of this evening will be regaling you with a song. Please welcome Sally Brown.
Hello. Nice to see you again. What? It's me, Sally Brown. Oh, yes. Well, I might look a little bit different from the last time you saw me. What had happened was I wanted a perm for Christmas. And I got a few inches taken off, and so it's this wonderful that you see here. It's fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, no, I love it. Anyway, so I would like to perform for you today a wonderful little song. It's one of my holiday favorites because I don't really know that many holiday songs, but it is definitely one of my very favorite songs, and I'll be performing it for you today because I do not know if you know this, but I'm actually a pretty accomplished singer. Alright, here I go. I just have to warm up a little bit. Okay, I'm good. Alright, here we go. My song will be I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas by Shirley Temple. I don't really know that much about her. Alright, here we go. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. I don't want a doll, no dinky tinker toy. I want a hippopotamus to play with and enjoy. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't think Santa Claus will mind you. He won't have to use the dirty chimney flue. Just bring him to the front door. That's the easy thing to do. I can see me now on Christmas morning creeping down the stairs. Oh, what joy and what surprise when I open up my eyes and see a hippo hero standing there. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. No alligators or rhinoceroses. I only like hippopotamuses and hippopotamuses. I said and hippopotamuses. Yeah, hippopotamuses like me too. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, where you are in the world, but over here in Texas, it is getting a little bit chilly. We've had our heater on quite a bit. And by Christmas, who knows? It might even be cold outside. I really can't stay. I gotta go away. This evening has been so very nice. My mother will start to worry. My father will be pacing the floor. So really I'd better scurry. Well, maybe just to have a drink more. The neighbors might think, say, what's in this drink? I wish I knew how to break this spell. My sister will be suspicious. My father will be pacing the floor. I really can't stay up, but it's cold outside. I lost my place because he's just so good. I simply must go. The answer is no. This welcome has been so nice and warm. I ought to say no, 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 sir. At least I'm gonna say that I've tried. My maiden's aunt's mind is vicious. Well, maybe just a cigarette more. I've gotta get home. Say, lend me your comb. You've really been grand, but don't you see? There's bound to be talk tomorrow. At least there will be plenty implied. I really can't stay up, but it's cold. Baby, it's cold outside. Well, that was lovely. Well, that was, as we say, excellent. What the flying la 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 la. Okay. Okay. That's pretty cute. Well, this next guest really needs no introduction, but because she's new to our channel, let's give a warm welcome to Egg Sis. Hey, I am Alexis Rose with Alexis Rose Talent, and today I will be performing a holiday bonus version of the title track of my critically reviewed limited reality TV series, A Little Bit Alexis. So, okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm a chestnut roasting. I'm a cute Yule log. I'm a little bit tipsy from the spiked eggnog. I'm a little bit tired from all the gifts I bought. I'm a little bit single. Hear that, Mr. Claus? I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit fa la 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 la. I'm a little bit Christmas. Fa la 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 la. I'm a little bit Christmas. Fa la 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 la. I'm a little bit Christmas. So get your garland, get your wish list. I'm a little bit Christmas. Christmas, 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 Christmas. So like I just had this really last minute inspiration for that video, and I probably wrote that in only like 2 hours. Ew, David, what is that cologne that you are wearing? It is way too musky. You're like a big musky raccoon. Okay, well, Patrick is a very cute little button face, but it does not mean that he is good at colognes or frames. Woof, David, can you... I am here. Don't take my yogurt, David. Sorry. Okay, well, I just wanted to stop by and wish you the merriest of Christmases. I hope that it is totally on brand for you and that you just have the safest and happiest of holiday seasons. And as far as New Year's go, if 2021 is not a total diva like her big sister, then we will see each other sooner rather than later. Yes, because 2020 was an absolute... We're not even going to go into that. The point is that I just really feel like 2021 is going to be super on brand for us. Yes. Yes. Okay, well, I will see you soon, you cute little button face. Wow, thank you for that, Alexis. You know, I think we all have a little bit of Christmas in us. Well, maybe not all. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everyone's got a cup of cheer and is hoping for snow. But all I feel like saying is bah humbug, 'cause it just doesn't feel like Christmas when you're not home. Okay, folks, time for a shameless promotion, and I hardly ever do these, so just listen up. That snippet of a song was an original song that I wrote a long time ago and revamped it with my awesome friend Lee, and it is now available on iTunes, Spotify, and all other major music streaming platforms. So I really hope that you will give it a listen. It has already gotten some pretty rave reviews. The world's okayest drummer said that it was one of the happiest sounding sad songs. So, now doesn't that make you want to listen? Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming. You saw her before, and she can't stop wanting to come back. So here is Sally Brown once again to help immerse you in the Christmas spirit.
This next song is going to be attributed to my wonderful sweet babu, who I have not seen in 3 whole days. I know, sweet babu, that someday our paths will cross again very soon. Okay. I will start now. Alright. I'll have a blue Christmas without you, my sweet babu. be so blue, just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when the blue memories will start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas. Thank you. I wanted to dedicate that to, once again, my sweet Babu. I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and a happy and safe holiday season.
Let's revisit now a certain familiar scene from A Night Before Christmas 6 years ago. We're walking in the air, we're floating in the moonlit sky. The people far below are sleeping as we fly. I'm holding very tight, I'm riding in the midnight blue. I'm finding I can fly so high above with you. Far across the world, the villages go by like trees. The rivers and the hills, the forests and the streams. Children gaze, open mouth, taken by surprise. Nobody down below believes their eyes. drifting over icy mountains floating by. Suddenly swooping low on an ocean deep, arousing up a mighty monster from its sleep. We're walking in the air, we're floating in the midnight sky, and everyone who sees us greets us as we fly. Well. That has returned. We have our beautiful Nights Before Christmas book once again. And I hope that this is filling you with a bit of nostalgia. I have been wanting to come back to this place. Not physically, because I am 3,000 miles away from where I was when I filmed the first Christmas special. But it's been a long time that I have wanted to return. I wanted to return the year after. And every year things just came up around that time. And it was really unfortunate because I truly enjoyed bringing stories and songs to you. So I'm happy to be here again. And we are going to start with the classic "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas. And I hope that you enjoy. So if you don't already have some nice candles burning, the lights dimmed, do that before we begin. I'll give you a second. Just be getting intimate with my sock monkey hat in the meantime. Good? You're good? Okay. Cool. Let's get started. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. Now Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. On top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed in all fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." During the making of the animated Christmas classic, A Charlie Brown Christmas, which would end up being the second most watched show of the week when it debuted on December 9th, 1965. There's a little bit of controversy about Charles Schulz's insistence about including a New Testament scripture reading of the Christmas story from the Bible. He wanted the reading to be spoken by Peanuts character Linus in response to Charlie Brown's lament, "Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?" The show's producer and its lead animator were very concerned, with one telling Schulz, "It's very dangerous for us to start talking about religion now." Schulz answered him by saying, "If we don't, who will?" And the rest, as they say, is history. And there were, in the same country, shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people.
For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Saviour, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
There's a story that I remember from when I was a child, and it was quite emotional then for me, and so I believe that it would be so much more uplifting and inspirational and poignant now as I've gotten older. But every year my mom would read this story to us, and so it brings back really innocent childhood memories, and I hope that it will give some pleasant nostalgia to your evening as well. It's called Waiting for Christmas. It was originally printed in the Guideposts magazine sometime in the 1950s, and it was reprinted in the 1989 book, New Guideposts Christmas Treasury. All right. Herman and I finally locked our store and dragged ourselves home to South Caldwell Street. It was 11 o'clock p.m., Christmas Eve of 1949. We were dog tired. Ours was one of those big, old general appliance stores that sold everything from refrigerators and toasters and record players to bicycles and dollhouses and games. We'd sold almost all our toys, and all the layaways except one package had been picked up. Usually, Herman and I kept the store open until everything had been picked up. We knew we wouldn't have awakened very happy on Christmas morning knowing that some little child's gift was back on the layaway shelf. But the person who had put $1 down on that package never appeared. Early Christmas morning, our 12-year-old son Tom and Herman and I were out by the tree opening up gifts. But I'll tell you, there was something very humdrum about this Christmas. Tom was growing up. He hadn't wanted any toys, just clothes and games. I missed his childish exuberance of past years. As soon as breakfast was over, Tom left to visit his friend next door. And Herman disappeared into the bedroom mumbling, I'm going back to sleep. There's nothing to stay up for anyway. So there I was, alone, doing the dishes and feeling very let down. It was nearly 9 o'clock and sleet mixed with snow cut the air outside. The wind rattled our windows and I felt grateful for the warmth of the apartment. Sure glad I don't have to go out on a day like today, I thought to myself, picking up the wrappings and ribbons strewn around the living room. And then it began. Something I'd never experienced before, a strange, persistent urge. Go to the store, it seemed to say. I looked at the icy sidewalk outside. That's crazy, I said to myself. I tried dismissing the thought, but it wouldn't leave me alone. Go to the store. Well, I wasn't going to go. I'd never gone to the store on Christmas Day in all the 10 years we'd owned it. No one opened shop on that day. There wasn't any reason to go. I didn't want to, and I wasn't going to. For an hour, I fought that strange feeling. Finally, I couldn't stand it any longer, and I got dressed. Herman, I said, feeling silly, I think I'll walk down to the store. Herman woke up with a start. Whatever for? What are you going to do there? Oh, I don't know, I replied lamely. There's not much to do here. I just think I'll wander down. He argued against it a little, but I told him that I'd be back soon. Well, go on, he said, but I don't see any reason for it. I put on my gray wool coat and a gray tam on my head, then my galoshes and my red scarf and gloves. Once outside, none of these garments seemed to help. The wind cut right through me and the sleet stung my cheeks. I groped my way down. I groped my way along the mile down to 117 East Park Avenue, slipping and sliding all the way. I shivered and tucked my hands inside the pockets of my coat to keep them from freezing. I felt ridiculous. I had no business being out in that bitter chill. There was the store just ahead. The sign announced radio electronic sales and service, and the big glass windows jutted out on the sidewalk. But what in the world? In front of the store stood two little boys huddled together, one about 9 and the other 6. Here she comes, yelled the other one. He had his arm around the younger. See, I told you she would come, he said jubilantly. The two little children were half frozen. The younger one's face was wet with tears, but when he saw me, his eyes opened wide and his sobbing stopped. What are you two children doing out here in this freezing rain? I scolded, hurrying them into the store and turning up the heat. You should be at home on a day like this. They were poorly dressed. They had no hats or gloves, and their shoes barely held together. I rubbed their small, icy hands and got them up close to the heater. We've been waiting for you, replied the older. They had been standing outside since 9 o'clock, the time I normally open the store. Why were you waiting for me? I asked, astonished. My little brother Jimmy didn't get a Christmas. He touched Jimmy's shoulder. We want to buy some skates. That's what he wants. We have these $3. See, Miss Lady? He said, pulling the money from his pocket. I looked at the dollars in his hand. I looked at their expectant faces. And then I looked around the store. I'm sorry, I said. But we've sold almost everything. We have no skates. Then my eye caught sight of the layaway shelf with its one lone package. I tried to remember what was in it. Wait a minute, I told the boys. I walked over, picked up the package, unwrapped it, and miracle of miracles, there was a pair of skates. Jimmy reached for them. Lord, I said silently, let them be his size. And miracle added upon miracle, they were. When the older boy finished tying the laces on Jimmy's right foot and saw that the skate fit perfectly, he stood up and presented the dollars to me. No, I'm not going to take your money, I told him. I couldn't take his money. I want you to have these skates, and I want you to use your money to get some gloves for your hands. The two boys just blinked at first. Then their eyes became like saucers, and their grins stretched wide when they understood I was giving them the skates and I didn't want their $3. What I saw in Jimmy's eyes was like a blessing. It was pure joy, and it was beautiful. My low spirits rose. After the children had warmed up, I turned down the heater
and we walked out together. As I locked the door, I turned to the older brother and said, "How lucky that I happened to come along when I did. If you'd stood there much longer, you'd have frozen. But how did you boys know that I'd come?" I wasn't prepared for his reply. His gaze was steady, and he answered me softly. "I knew you would come," he said. "I asked Jesus to send you." The tingles in my spine weren't from the cold. As we waved goodbye, I turned home to a brighter Christmas than I had left. Tom brought his friend over to our house. Herman got out of bed, and his father and sister Ella came by. We had a wonderful dinner and a wonderful time. But the one thing that made that Christmas really wonderful was the one thing that makes every Christmas wonderful. Jesus was there. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel. When a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou knowest telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what is dwelling? Sire, he lives a goodly kens underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes' fountain. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither, thou and I will see him dine, when we bear him thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude wind's wild lament, and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, my good page, tread them in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage freeze thy blood less coldly. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay tinted. Heat was in the very sod, which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing. As we near the end of this Christmas special, it wouldn't feel right to end it with any other song than this one. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on,
our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas.